Hello and welcome back to Pokemon. Uh, when I ended off or off screen, I came over here on Tuesday, uh, and talked to Tuscany. She gave me the Twisted Spoon, which boosts the power of Psychic type moves. I don't have any Psychic type moves, but I got the item anyway because uh, I was playing on Tuesday. I was playing Voltorb Flip. I forgot to play on Monday. That's when I was going to do it, but I was doing other things on Monday, so I didn't feel like playing Voltorb Flip. But I played enough Voltorb Flip to get 10,000 coins, because that is what you need to get the highest level TMs. I want Thunderbolt. Give me Thunderbolt. And I am going to immediately teach it to Electrode. And we are going to teach it in the place of uh, Charge Beam, because if I'm using Thunderbolt, I don't need the special attack boost. And I already got rid of Spark, so. So, Billy now knows Thunderbolt, and I'm turning down my headset a little bit, because it's too loud in my ears. I turned down the stream volume, but it's still loud in my ears. So what I should have done was I should have trained all these Pokemon up like level 50, but I didn't. I'm going to fly over to Blackthorn real quick. This doesn't have much of an impact on the gameplay, but it does potentially have an impact on how I would go about training these Pokemon were I to do so. There's a girl in here, and now, talk to this girl. She will tell you if your Pokemon has max EVs yet or not. And if they don't, uh, then I would be interested in training them in, you know, stats that I want their EVs to be higher in. But it looks like none of my Pokemon have their EVs maxed out yet. I know Dodria doesn't because I just got it. So, I don't know that it will make any measurable difference now that I have Thunderbolt instead of Charge Beam. But we're gonna try and see if that was the key to doing better here. I mean, I'm almost positive that Thunderbolt will one-shot the lead Xatu. But whether I get anything good after that done, I don't know. For this particular battle, I don't think I would be using any fighting type moves, likely. If I were going to use something against Will's Pokemon, it would be Payback as opposed to one of my fighting type moves. So I'll put the black glasses on my champ for the moment. Put Electrode up front so that it can Thunderbolt the lead Xatu. And I'm not even going to bother saving, I'm just going to go in. I know I'll get at least some experience. There's no way I don't take out at least some Pokemon. But my hope is that I take out Will. If I take out Will, I think I can get at least to the 4th trainer. Because I think I can handle Koga and Bruno. So here's Exatu, and Magnet Boosted Thunderbolt is a one shot. Clean one shot. Oh, I left the shift on. No, I'm not gonna make a big deal about it. Let's just leave it. So it is my hope that uh, a muscle band boosted fly will be enough to one shot Jinx. It is. Jinx's physical defense is not very good. I'd prefer to use Machamp, but it is slower, and we'd probably have an issue. So I will leave Dodrio in for Executor. We know that it's going to use Reflect, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use Pursuit first to get some damage on it, and then when it uses the Reflect, then I will go Fly, and uh, we'll have an extra turn on the Reflect used. He'll hit me with a Psychic, but one Psychic will not take me out. I will Fly again. I know that he's healing. That's fine. It is 100% fine. I hit him. Do. Oh, that's a crit. That is a lucky crit. Alright, we've won. Because I'm going to send Electrode back out for the Slowbro and the second Exatu. And Thunderbolt is going to destroy them. This is what I wanted. This is exactly the move I wanted. I wanted Drill Peck. I am going to forget. While it's sad to say, I think. Do I want to get rid of Tri Attack or do I want to get rid of Pursuit? I do have payback on Machamp for Dark type coverage. Uh, I'm going to get rid of Tri Attack and Pursuit eventually. Acupressure is another one I could get rid of because it's nice to have stat boosting moves. I have learned that that is the case after, you know, 30 years of Pokemon, but uh, Dodrio doesn't really have the health or defense to take time to set up. And the thing about acupressure is you don't choose the move, or you don't choose the stat. It raises a stat at random. It does raise it by 2 stages. I'm getting rid of Tri Attack. I like having the normal type move. I like the chance that it may paralyze, burn, or freeze. But its special is just so low. Drill Peck gives me a flying type move that activates in one turn as opposed to needing to fly and then come back down. And also, it's 100% accurate. Not never misses, but assuming no shenanigans, will never miss. And I kind of really wanted Drill Peck for Bruno. And uh, the magnet boosted Thunderbolt was even a one shot on the bulky Slowbro, which makes me think that there's no shot that the second Exatu survives it either. Correct. Alright, so we just beat Will without hardly taking any damage. Now, granted, the critical hit with Dodrio was lucky. I won't pretend that it wasn't, but, you know, we'll take it. I have a bunch of super potions that I just got randomly throughout the adventure. I'm perfectly willing to use those. So now we move on to Koga. Will says that we're moving on to face the real strength of the Elite Four. Okay, whatever. Will is a relatively new member. Koga used to be the gym leader of Fuchsia City, but he has been promoted to Elite Four. Why of all the Cantonian gym leaders he became an Elite Four member, I am uncertain. Maybe just because he had a handpicked successor. So Ariados is the first Pokemon they're facing. I can take it out with a fly very, very easily. The second Pokemon is going to be Fortress. Fortress is a Bug Steel type that is weak only to Fire. And we do not have a Fire type move anywhere on our team. Nor can we learn one. So I'm just gonna see what a Karate Chop does. He does like to use Protect a lot. And if his health gets low, he'll explode. That's with a critical hit. The Toxic Spikes are kind of annoying. Though if I switched in Muscle again while those were down, it would activate Guts. The Cross Chop was certainly enough to take it out. I wasn't going to bank on Karate Chop getting another crit. We'll need something better to deal with Fortress in the future, but for now, that is acceptable. Okay, Crobat, I'm going to accept that Toxic Spikes are on the field and they're going to trigger. But the only confidence I have in taking out Crobat is Electrode. It's the only thing that can outspeed Crobat, and of course, the super effective damage. I do not think Onyx would have been able to take out Crobat in a single hit. Next is Muck. I'm just gonna leave Billy out there and just see what kind of damage I can do. Muck likes to play with evasion. You can see it used minimize right there. I'm going to use a Swift because I don't want him to use a full restore. Hope that I survived the gunk shot. I did, but the poison took me out. I am of the opinion that Muck has higher physical, or has higher special defense. He only used the one minimize. We'll see if I can hit the fly. And that was enough to take it out. And since Dodrio is part flying, it's not affected by toxic spikes. So Venomoth is going to come out, bug poison type, not psychic flying. Though you would be forgiven for thinking so. I'll just try the drill peck. It's only 10 base power less than fly, so it's still a reasonable choice. So we beat Koga on our first try without a terrible amount of difficulty. Billy did go down. I don't think I need Billy for the next battle, but I still want it healthy. I have a specific Pokemon in the fourth trainer I plan to use it for. So for Bruno, we're going to continue with Dodrio up first. He is a fighting type trainer primarily. So, Hitmontop likes to use Dig and Counter primarily. It's not going to use Dig because I'm a flying type. Use a quick attack while I was in the air. Fool. Uh, I have no problem using Fly against it because if I miss the Fly, then his counter is still going to do no damage back to me because I didn't hit him. Hitmonchan is a little bit more dangerous. It has the elemental punches, which are physical damage in Generation 4, finally. Hitmonchan got a big boost in Gen 4. The critical hit did not matter. Fly would have taken it out anyway. Next he's sending out Onyx. I will send out my own Onyx. because my Onyx knows Iron Tail and can therefore do super effective damage to his if I hit. The Sandstorm is not going to matter to my Onyx. That did so little damage. And he knows Earthquake, which did more. And it won't miss. I was hoping that the second Iron Tail would have given me a defense drop, but no. So he's just going to heal up. Onyx was my hope, but it looks like it's going to be Machamp that needs to handle the Onyx. He's going to heal. I'm going to go for all in on the cross chop and hope that it hits. Despite Onyx's physical bulk, a cross chop from Machamp will still take it out. And the sandstorm subsided at the same time, and we are going back to Dodrio to hopefully handle the rest. I don't know about the last Pokemon. So Hitmonlee likes to use high jump kick, and if it uses that while I'm in the air, it will miss and hurt itself. But it will often go for focus energy first, so hope that your fly doesn't miss. Okay, now we have Machamp. And this is why I wanted Drill Peck, because Bruno's Machamp has no guard, so it will always hit you, even if you're in the air. So if you use Fly, he'll just use Stone Edge and take you out while you're flying. But if you have Drill Peck, you can go first and do super effective damage. And with the boost from the Muscle Band, I'm presuming, Drill Peck is enough for a one-hit KO on Machamp. So that is 3 Elite Four members down. So Onyx fainted, and at the very least, I want to sacrifice it in this next battle. And the Pokemon I'm going to lead with this time is actually Machamp. And I am going to switch it from the black glasses back to the expert, or not the expert belt, the black belt. The expert belt is a better item that I do not have. You get that at the very, very, very end of the game. Because the next uh, Elite Four member is a Dark type specialist. She does use the Dark types that are available, but yeah. So we are once again seeing Umbreon. A little bit higher than the Kimono Girls one. I put the black belt on because I'm a little worried that Cross Chop could miss. The Karate Chop was not enough though. And now she's going to use a full restore. And I missed. I went first this time. Critical hit? No. So it's using double team, but Vital Throw never misses. So I was prepared. Oh, Murkrow next. Okay. Well, then I will send out Electrode. I was expecting Houndoom, but that's because uh, I've been playing with a Scizor. So of course she would send out the Fire type against that. Murkrow likes to use Sucker Punch, and if it does that, it will do damage, but otherwise it's pretty easy to take out. Not terribly defensive. Now is coming Houndoom, and I'm going to sacrifice Rocky. We're gonna see if we can do something to it, but I expect her to take it out. What I'm going to try is to actually speed control it. Dark Pulse can make you flinch, but I'm hoping for a speed drop here. I'm now faster, but I missed anyway. I am hoping that Machamp will be faster and can take it out now. Yes. So Rocky did the job I intended it to do, which was make my Machamp faster than Houndoom. She has a Gengar now as her last or not her last Pokemon. She has one more after it. I will keep Machamp out for Gengar and use Payback. I don't have black glasses on anymore, but Gengar's physical defense is not enough. Her last Pokemon is a Vileplume, which is not a dark type or even a ghost type, but it has dark colors on it. So I guess that was the best they could do to give her 5 team members. I will try Fly. Vileplume has some decent bulk, but a Fly will be plenty. So that is 4 Elite Four members down. Once we got past Will, the next 3 went pretty quickly. And that's probably as far as we're going to make it right now, if I'm being honest. Because, well, there is still a champion. I am going to make sure that all of my Pokemon are fully healed. I'll use that last Super Potion to get those 3 health back. Alright, and I do have a protein. Let's give that to Doris. And I have a calcium. Let's give that to Electrode. I think there's a Pokemon I had 2 potions. I should use those. I think there's a specific Pokemon later I want to use the others on. So we are going to lead again with Billy. And let's move on to the champion room. I'm not bothering to save because if I lose, then I'll just go through again and get more experience on the way back. I've been waiting for you, Patrick. I knew that you, with your skills, would eventually reach me here. There's no need for words now. We will battle to determine who is the stronger of the 2 of us. As the most powerful trainer and as the Pokemon lead champion, I, Lance the Dragon Master, accept your challenge. So now we're battling him. Not as a team, but as enemies. He leads with Gyarados. He uses Intimidate, but it doesn't matter. I'm going in with a special attack. Thunderbolt is 4 times effective against the water-flying Gyarados. And now it is his 5 against my 4. He is sending out a Dragonite next. He has 3 of them. I do not have any idea which Dragonite this is. I'm going to hope that it is not the level 51. It's level 51. Well, the best thing it can do is Outrage, which is a physical move. The level 51 is slower than the level 49, so Rock Tomb doesn't really matter to lower its speed. I'm just hoping that it's going to hit itself in Infusion, honestly. I will send out Doris, I guess. And just try to hit it as hard as I can. I probably should have taught Return. Actually, it doesn't matter. My friendship isn't high enough for Return yet. Anyway. So Outrage will basically take out almost anything on this team. And with the confusion damage, Fly might be enough. And so it was. Unfortunately, he has 2 more Dragonites. He's sending Aerodactyl out yet Next. Normally, you would be expecting Aerodactyl to outspeed anything you've got, but I've got Electrode, so that's not a concern. I can definitely outspeed and take it out with Thunderbolt. The critical hit did not matter. Aerodactyl would not survive a Thunderbolt. Okay, I assume Dragonite's coming next. Uh, I'll see how much damage I can get off with a fly. I know I'll outspeed at least. His level 49 Dragonites are faster than the level 50, but they are not as bulky. Dragon Rush can miss. I did about half. Uh, they resist the... Let me do some damage calculation here. Payback would do 100 with the double power, but Cross Chop does 100 plus the black belt plus the same type attack bonus, but it's also resisted. I think Payback is a move just because I know it won't miss. I think that's what I have to do. And hope that the Dragon Rush doesn't make me flinch, of course. Or get a crit. It was a crit. So it didn't matter either way. Thunderbolt will do plenty of damage, but not enough to take it out. It is neutral, after all. Use Thunder Wave. I could try and heal, but it's just not worth it. Okay, I did alright. I don't really have an answer for his Dragonites, though. Sure, I can hope the Dragon Rush misses like 8 times in a row, but that's highly unlikely. Actually, I'm going to try a full restore since I managed to get the paralysis. I still don't think I'm going to win, but I feel like I owe it to myself to do everything I can. At least full restoring again himself. I don't have enough Thunderbolt PP to finish this off at this point. And Swift isn't going to do much. Yeah, he goes for the Thunder Wave again immediately. And does so much damage with the Dragon Rush. He decided to finish me off with the Thunder just to be a jerk. But if I get through that many of them, then what happens at the end is I lose 6,000, but how much did I win on the way making it there? So I get to keep all that experience. Overall I gained the money. Sure, I don't get to keep the items I used, but how many did I really use? I used some super potions that I don't care about. I used a few revives. Those I do care about. But my main healing isn't even the super potions. The main thing that I have for healing is the Moo Moo milk I bought. I decided to buy a dozen of it just for this. So let's move those to the front of the list so I have them there. So basically at this point, the move is, you can see I got, Rocky didn't get much experience because it's just not that helpful. But Doris, Billy, and Muscle all got several levels off of that. And this is the best way I can train right now, is by throwing myself at them over and over again until it sticks. Unfortunately. And in several ways it will be, no, pretty much the same. Uh, we don't know that uh, the battle against Executor is a little bit different because we have Jopek now. I'm going to see if Jopek is enough to take out the Jinx as well, so I don't have to rely on the potential miss of Fly. We don't know because it was a crit, so we just don't know if it was enough. We do know that Jopek is super effective against the Executor, and that at a lower level, Fly would be a one-shot without the Reflect. So let's see how much Jopek actually does. It is a one-shot without a crit. So we don't have to worry about Reflect anymore. Which means that uh, moving on to the second attempt, this battle is now consistent. Because we can take out all of his Pokemon without taking damage. If we are to assume that Jinx would still be a one-shot with Jopek without the critical hit. I think it's probably safe to say that it is, since we did take it out with a non-crit Fly before, and we're several levels higher. So I think it is probably accurate that would be good with the Jopek. And that's not counting any, additional levels I may get going through, continuing on. Because Doris is doing a lot of work here. So Onyx is really only helpful for speed control and potentially Bruno's Onyx if it gets a defense drop with Iron Tail. Spiderweb just traps you if it hits, so didn't even try for the poison jab that time. I will accept doing this the same way as last time. A karate chop and then a cross chop. Karate chop does less than half. And cross chop missed. I was really hoping it would hit so I wouldn't have to deal with toxic spikes. Now he has 2 layers and will probably protect this turn. Using up all my cross chops trying to take out Fortress, and he just withdraws it. Darn you, Will. Goga. And now I hit, but of course it doesn't matter. He's probably going to use a Psychic type move. I assume that's why he was in for uh, Machamp. I will just finish off the Venomoth. My drill pick is at least neutral. I don't want to use Fly because he can just block that perfectly with Protect. He's going to heal. That is such little health left. I'll try a Pursuit. Save myself a Jopek PP while he protects. I probably should have used Acupressure and see what I could have gotten out of it, but that's okay. I'm just gonna leave Doris in and try for a drill back. See how much damage that does. I did about half. The gunk shot is no good. I'm going to hope that a thunderbolt is enough to take out Muck from here. We know I was doing about half last time. And his last Pokemon will be Crobat, which we already know we can outspeed in one shot. I'll take some poison damage. Explosion! That's what I was going to get rid of Flash for. If I want Flash back, I can buy it. But I was mostly using Flash to get into the room in the Ruins Valve. I never really planned to use it for battle. So now I have Explosion in case I don't see any other way to beat, say, a Dragonite or something. Explosion is that 250 base power move that you don't see any other way to win, so you just go boom. I still have antidotes, so let's use one of those. And we will revive Doris. Sorry, my bad. I used it on the wrong Pokemon. We know that we have a couple potions now. Let's use one to heal off Billy's little bit of health, and another one to heal off Muscles, a little bit of damage. And then, because I hate having Energy Root, I will use it to heal up Doris. So I don't have to worry about the bitterness later. Of course, I'm using bitter medicine on Dodrio. It's even better that it doesn't know return yet. Hoo-ha. Ahoo. So that hit him on top. He decided to use a quick attack before I went into the air this time. It's like he learns. Now he chooses his move randomly from a subset of his options. Sending out the Hitmonchan next because it has super effective moves to the elemental punches. Ice Punch or Thunder Punch would do super effective damage to Dodrio if they hit. And then it will send out the Onix because it's the only one that has a chance against Dodrio. We will send out our own Onix again and see if we can get lucky with the Iron Tails this time. Last time we did not get a defense drop, nor did all of our Iron Tails hit. If we can get a defense drop and or have all of them hit, then it is better. There's a defense drop, so if we hit the next one, it should go down. Hey, our Onyx won. I'm a little sad that Dodrio's gonna have to take some sandstorm damage, but it's okay. It tried Blaze Kick this time. We are both buffeted by the sandstorm. Another critical hit. Like it matters. They're staying in. And we're trying to jump back again. I was hoping that I would be able to beat the Elite Four when all my Pokemon were level 50. And it's true that Onyx is not there yet, but the rest are, and I still don't really see a path forward for beating Lance. I'm I'm not gonna bother to heal Doris because I don't think that uh, I don't think that uh, Vileplume can hit it anyway. But I will heal Rocky because otherwise I'm worried about Dark Pulse one-shotting. And while taking out Houndoom would be a perfect scenario, I still think that uh, Onyx's utility is in speed control. I've only got one cross chop left and I'm gonna bank on it. I'm pretty sure cross chop takes out Embryon anyway. Houndoom's defense is not very good, so I think a karate chop can take it out. Houndour, its pre-evolved form, actually has the lowest base defense of all fire type Pokemon, which is disappointing for such a for a Pokemon I like so much. I'm a fan of Houndour and Houndoom. I did a solo run with Houndour once, and yes, that lack of uh, defense did hurt. So he used Nasty Plot because he did not see uh, a way to take me out in one shot. But after the Nasty Plot, even the Flamethrower is in fact enough. But his speed has been dropped twice, which means that Muscle gets the outspeed and can finish it with Karate Chop. Critical hit, not necessary. And Muscle goes to level 51. Wants to learn Dynamic Punch. Now, if it had no guard, that would be a no-brainer. Because Dynamic Punch is a 100 base power move that confuses the foe if it hits. If it hits, because of 50% accuracy. But if your Machamp has no guard, it will hit and will confuse the opponent. As it is, I do not see a place for Dynamic Punch on my moveset. I love Dynamic Punch, but 50% accuracy is just not good enough. So I'll be giving up on Dynamic Punch. It hurts, but that's the downside to the in-game trade Machop. It will always have guts. Payback is still a one-shot on the Gengar. He likes to use Spite and take away some of my Karate Chops, and I just pay back. We are going to test the Drill Peck on the Vileplume as well. I know that Fly almost always hits, but Drill Peck is still more accurate, so if I can take the Pokemon out with Drill Peck, I'll take them out with Drill Peck. Alright, so on consecutive attempts, we have made it to Lance. The only major change, I would say the biggest change to my team since the first attempt is that I now have Explosion. But I can only use it once. You use it once and then you faint. So I just don't know. Also, my headset's beeping at me. I did not charge it after the stream on Tuesday, and then I did the stream on Wednesday because I overslept. And did not want to start terribly late. Alright, so once again, we start off with a thunderbolt. If Onyx at least had, like, say, Rock Slide, a more powerful move, I would feel better. Now, I kind of want Onyx for potentially Charizard, because at least his moves are 4 times effective against it, but I still think Billy's Thunderbolt would do more to a to Charizard. Alright, so I did slow it down a bit, so I'm sure all of my Pokemon are faster. I'll try a Headbutt. Okay. It hardly did any damage and I did not get to flinch. But I know I'm faster now. Let's see how much Drill Peck does. I think a Fly might take it out from there. I have to survive the outrage though, and I think I do with what? If it hits itself, I definitely take it out with a Fly. Oh, please hit yourself. No. I'm not gonna get past this Dragonite this time. It resists all of my fighting type moves. And I'm out of uses of cross chop, so it's gotta be payback. Because of the uh, Rock Tomb speed drop, I go first with payback. I'm still. Oh no! Without the crit, I don't take it out. Wow. I hope that he doesn't heal it again. I think he'll be sending out Aerodactyl because that's Earthquake. Now he's sending out a Dragonite to Thunder Wave and then Dragon Rush me down. If I hit, it might go down. No, it's arranged to take it out in 2 hits. If I somehow break through confusion and crit this, I can still win. But I could flinch, I could be fully paralyzed, or he can just get a crit and end it immediately. Yeah, the static paralyzed him, but not that it matters. I didn't want to explode when it's the last Pokemon I have. And if I don't have anything else for Aerodactyl and Charizard, I can't blow up early on the I can't blow up early on the Dragonite if I still need it. I'm going to come to Golden or to Olivine. I'll get the seals because I'm here, but mostly I'm going up to get more Moo Moo Milk. I haven't actually designed any ball capsules. I usually do for my personal playthroughs just to kind of have fun with it, but the downside to ball capsules is you can't deposit a Pokemon if they're in a ball capsule. You have to manually remove it and then deposit them, and then when you get them back out, you have to put it back on. And how about a couple dozen Moo Moo Milks one year, so I don't feel like I have to for a while. For the amount that, because I accidentally talked to him again, I'll get a third dozen. For what they cost, the Moo Moo Milk's Healing 100 is fantastic. Okay, I continue to level up. I'm going to try the Elite Four one more time today. And if it doesn't work out, I'll go to my backup game and I'll train myself a little bit off screen. But I feel like I owe it to myself and you to try it one more time. I mean, we know that Will is consistent now. So, if you can get through even one member of the Elite Four, they are the best training you can possibly do. I guess my fear is, since they are the best training, if I'm training against them and, no, accidentally get really lucky against Lance and win, and weren't streaming, I would be quite upset. Which means I'll end up taking less efficient training just so that I don't accidentally beat him off screen. Though if I can get Onyx up to a level where it can reliably beat one or two Pokemon during the course of the runs, then I think at that point, uh, it would make sense to just train here. Right now, Onyx is very rarely, if ever, getting experience by doing this. So it's just falling further and further behind. Which is fine. It's not going to be a member of my team for very long once I make it to Kanto. But until I can actually replace it, I do have to do a few things before I can. Uh, it would be helpful if it can at least do some helpful things. I could do a lot more with it if I taught it Earthquake, but I'm not willing to use my Earthquake TM on it. It's just too valuable. Maybe Dig. I need to check if I can buy Dig. Oops. I did not switch. Okay. Well, then we'll see what Doris can do to Slowbro. Looks like since it used Amnesia instead of uh, Curse, I can take that into Jopex. But darn it, I moved down to the. Okay, let's see what Doris can do to Exatio. I'm just gonna try Fly. I don't want to use more Jopex PP if I don't have to. Fly is a one-shot on Exatio. Doris is quite strong. Ah, but I accidentally left it in. I wanted Electra to get a little bit more uh, experience. Give me a moment to plug in my headset so it's beeping more and more frequently. disconnected while I was doing that. Let's hope that everything is still staying live. Looks okay. Alright. So we beat Will, and Doris is in front now. I didn't lose any health though. That's good news. Looks like we're having a little bit of internet trouble. My bit rate is really high, but the stream strength is middling. Alright. Drill peck is probably enough for Aridos at this point. Save myself an extra turn by not needing to use it. We're gonna try muscle again and see if I can do something well. If I can hit a cross chop here, then it goes down. It only got one layer of toxic spikes this time. Which means I won't be badly poisoned. Though, Billy was only in for one turn last time, and badly poisoned actually does less damage on the first turn. It does 1/16 instead of 1/8. Of course, then the badly poisoned doubles each turn, so it gets worse, but for the first turn, it's actually not as bad. Are we now strong enough to two-shot Muck even with the Black Sludge heal? It looks like it. However, I'm not strong enough to do a Swift and a Thunderbolt to take it out, so I have to hope that the Minimize doesn't mess me up too much. Alright, Venomoth. That is an easy takeout for Doris, and I don't have to worry about Toxic Spikes. We can handle Fortress. It would just be nice if I could be reasonably sure that I would take it out before it sets down the spikes. But as far as I'm aware, none of my current Pokemon can learn a fire type move. Even if I were the... I think the only one I actually even have access to is... actually, I think I have access to Fire Blast and Flamethrower, but I don't think I can learn either one. Flamethrower, there is a guaranteed one late game, but you can get it now from the game corner. Fire Blast you can just buy. Alright, we are moving on to Bruno again. Raid Shadow Legends wants me to play right now, but the daily quests have not reset yet, so I play in the evening. Use encounter. If I hit, then it doesn't matter if you pick counter again. You will always be a one-shot. And basically everything that Doris takes out is now a one-shot with. Endeavor is a move that sets your opponent's HP to yours. I suppose I could use that against Lance. Use it uh, when I get hit by Outrage and then outspeed him on the next turn and take him out. but that's not the way I like to play the game. But I can see how it could be useful. Endeavor is how cheeky folk use Ratata in competitive battles. I did not get a defense drop, which means when I hit him, he will choose to heal. I got a defense drop there, but, you know, too late. Yes, he's going to heal, but I don't think I can take him out in two unless I get another defense drop. It might work if I hit. Onyx still manages to pull it off. And because it took more turns, the sandstorm subsided before it came back in. If Drilpeck was a one-shot against Hitmonchan, it's going to be a one-shot against Hitmonlee. Actually, if it's a one-shot against Machamp, it's going to be a one-shot against anything else he has. I just use the fly on Hitmontop because there's no risk of it if it misses, because all it uses is counter. Alright, Machamp back in front. Rocky took plenty of damage, and if I don't heal it, it won't be able to speed control Houndoom. Yes, ideally, Onyx would be able to do enough damage to take out Houndoom, but it can't. If I play on a Thursday, if I finally remember to do that, and get the Hard Stone, 2 hits might be able to take out the Houndoom. But I never remember to play on Thursday. And I'm not going to try and change my computer clock time to make it think it's Thursday. Because trying to change the clock on your computer is just an absolute mess. I'm happy that I hit 2 karate chops. I'd rather do that than cross chop. Murkrow's still going to be the second Pokemon every time. I have once in memory had to use not an electric type Pokemon to take out Murkrow because it got a critical hit with Sucker Punch and took out my Jolteon. But so it does look like he has learned that Sucker Punch is the optimal move to use against me. Sheet has learned, I mean. I'm gonna use Headbutt now for a flinch. He did flinch. Let's try it again. He did not flinch. I only need the 1 speed drop for Machamp to outspeed, so I decided to try and see if I could get some flinch luck. But between the Citrus Berry and how much damage it does with its moves, it was not enough. I expect Gengar to spite away some karate chops. No, he's going for Focus Blast now. And actually hitting with it. There is some surprise that Focus Blast hit, and some surprise that he actually went for it. Though Focus Blast is an excellent coverage move for Gengar. So it's no surprise that Gengar has it. A little surprised that it would go for it there. Okay. Karen is defeated again. My Pokemon, particularly Electro, Dodrio, and Machamp, are slightly higher level. Does it make a difference? Probably not. Yes, my dream scenario is that I would have something to take out Dragonite easily, but I do not. If I were willing to let myself use items inside the battle, I could explode with Electrode and then revive it and explode again, but I don't want to use items in battle if I can avoid it. But I mean, only having 4 Pokemon on my team, I'm at a disadvantage from the very beginning. Yes, I'm guaranteed to outspeed and one-shot his Gyarados every single time. If I lead with the right Pokemon. This is player error. I just have to let Machamp go down. It's probably gonna flinch anyway. Well, I've got no shot of winning this if I had to sack Machamp at the beginning. Granted, Machamp doesn't have a lot of utility against Lance's team to begin with, but that hurts. Let's just see if I can get a crit or a paralysis or something. It looks like it would be a 3-shot if it didn't have a citrus berry. Actually, it's probably a 3-shot anyway. But outrage hits and I go down. He's confused, but hit himself. If he doesn't heal, I can take him out. I'll try Onyx against Aerodactyl. It's not a good matchup, but I'll try it anyway. Got a defense drop right away. Aerodactyl is still faster than Onyx after 1 speed drop. Will it be faster after 2? No. Ah! If Onyx were a level higher, let's see how much Jopek does. It is resisted. A surprising amount, I would say. I avoided the rock slide. We're lasting longer than I expected to. But here comes another Dragonite. This is probably the one that knows Thunder. Thunder can hit while you're flying, but I was hoping it would just miss regardless. It's not a guaranteed hit while you're flying. It went better than I expected, but clearly a level or two on Onyx would actually benefit me. Yeah, I don't see how an additional run right now would give me a better chance of winning against Lance than I had. I mean, obviously not starting with Machamp would be a start, but I will do one more. Um, hold up. This is Friday afternoon, is it not? Which means I can rematch Hiker Perry. Did I already have a rematch with him queued up? No, I don't. Hiker Perry is Friday afternoons, I'm almost positive, which is what it is right now. There we go. He has Pokemon that Onyx could take out with Iron Tail. And level 48 would be a damage rounding threshold for Onyx. So if I get that one level, it gives me more confidence that I can take out Bruno's Onyx. Probably still not Houndoom, but a better chance of possibly being able to do something. And who knows, I was just a sliver from taking out Aerodactyl with it. The only downside to rematching Hiker Perry is you do have to go through grass to do it. He's using Curse, Rock Polish and Curse to boost stats without a downside, but because I lowered his defense, the Curse did not matter. I need just a little bit more HP with, or a little bit more experience with Onyx. One battle with Hiker Perry means that if I take out Bruno's Onyx again, it will go up to level 48. Also, Hiker Perry gives you Iron. The problem with Onyx is just that its attack is so bad. But because the way damage is calculated in Pokemon, even if it doesn't actually gain any attack, going up to level 48, it will still do more damage. because of rounding. Isn't math fun? Okay, well, I'm keeping every attempt because I'm getting experience from it. That doesn't mean that I should be doing what I have been doing and not saving. I should still save before I go in each time. So if I make a silly mistake like lead with the wrong Pokemon, I can uh, reset and not have to do the whole thing again. Because I briefly considered resetting when I saw Machamp come out at the beginning of that Lance battle. But then I realized that I hadn't saved at any point during the stream and I'd have to do everything all over again. And I would rather lose against Lance again than have to redo the entire stream. We'll see if I can make sure that Billy gets more experience this time by not leaving Dodrio out for Slowbro and uh, Exatio again. Doris is getting plenty of experience as it is between two Pokemon against Will, a couple Pokemon against Koga, and most of Bruno. Plus Pokemon against Karen as well. Doris is getting... Oh, for a brief moment there, it looked like it had just the slightest sliver left. And I was like, is it really not a guaranteed one-shot? I'm pretty sure it is, but weirder things have happened. So when Billy takes out Crobat, it will go up to 55. A true ferocity of the Elite Four. Yeah. Technically, Onyx is super effective against several of Will's Pokemon as well. Actually, you know what? Let's see if Onyx can handle Ariados, at least. Because Rock is super effective against Bug, and is not resisted by poison. So Venomoth and Ariados should both be things that Onyx can handle. Technically probably Crobat as well, but it would be a 3-shot. And it knows Giga Drain. I did not realize it knew Giga Drain, which gives it all of its health back. I almost never use the Rock super effectiveness against Bug except against Bugsy. So I did not realize that Koga's already knows new Giga Drain. Well, now I know that to not try Onyx against it. I mean, even if I could do 2 hits, the Giga Drain would give it so much health back that it would, no longer be 2 hits. Try Karate Chop. He'll use Toxic Spikes. He'll get a second layer when my... He's going to use Protect this turn? No, he's not. I was expecting to Protect. So I figured it wasn't worth trying a Cross Chop if I was 90% sure he was going to Protect. And he's withdrawing Fortress again in favor of Venomoth to go for the Psychic. Well, I already know that Doris can survive the Psychic, so... I will switch out myself. Decide not to use Psychic. So I will send Machamp back out to deal with Fortress. It is poisoned, but because of Guts, that's actually a significant power boost. After a battle in which you're badly poisoned, the bad poison becomes regular poison. So I'm wondering if it would be to my advantage to keep Machamp poisoned. So that it has Guts boost. I don't think it would make much of a difference up until Lance if it were poisoned. I will switch to Machamp though. And see if Payback can take out Mach. Though if he hits a Gunk Shot, I might faint. After that Black Sludge, I don't think a second Payback will take him out. If I had the black glasses on, he would have fainted. Gunk Shot does a lot of damage. Well, that renders whether I want to keep poison for a Guts boost moot. Because when I revive it, the status will be gone anyway. Alright. So, we had some mishaps there, but we learned to not try Onyx against Ariados, at least. And we learned that Gunk Shot is absolutely devastating to Machamp. I'll remove the poison, but I really don't actually need to heal Doris or Billy before this battle. Because Doris is just going to one-shot everything that it bites, and Billy won't be in this battle. But I do need to heal Rocky because it's going to battle Onyx. And Muscle should be healed as well in case Onyx is unsuccessful in taking out Bruno's Onyx. I am Bruno, beautiful. Hoo-ha. Yes, him on top could do some damage to Doris by using quick attack, but not enough to take me out. Even with a crit, just would not be enough. Alright, use the more accurate drill pack. Doris going to level 57. A whole 10 levels higher than Onyx. I missed the first Iron Tail, which is a bad, bad start, and then he crits the Earthquake. So I'm not going to be successful in taking out the Onyx this time. I missed the Iron Tail, and then he got a crit on Earthquake. That was just bad luck. But Karate Chop, I can come in and quickly take out the Onyx. The Onyx didn't even bother going for Sandstorm this time. Put my hand up like that to block the microphone, at least a little bit if I do sneeze. But putting my hand in that position also stifles the sneeze, so I don't always do it. How could we lose? So I have to do some healing. Gotta revive Onyx and give it its health back. But I'm still not worried about healing Doris or Billy because they, uh, the Pokemon they fight will not deal much damage to them. Doris will one-shot Vileplume, and uh, even if Murkrow gets a critical hit with Sucker Punch, it would not be enough damage to take out Billy. The only Pokemon I worry about taking damage in this battle is Machamp. And that's just if I get unlucky against Umbreon. That's a crit. Heightened critical hit chance on Karate Chop means sometimes I have a free victory. I mean, it's not won yet, but it's a good start. I did not use Sucker Punch, so I don't take any damage. My hope was that Onyx would take out Bruno's Onyx and have a chance to potentially take out Houndoom if I got a little bit lucky, but since I didn't get that experience, I do not expect Rocky to square up favorably against Houndoom. I was just seeing if maybe I would get a critical hit with another Rock Tomb. That would have taken it out if I had been so fortunate, but nope.
to have a reasonable chance of beating Houndoom consistently, I think Onyx would have to be at least 52 damage running thresholds because the citrus berry. If it didn't have a berry, 48 would probably be enough. So Machamp took out 3 Pokemon in this battle and took no damage. Though with now the Onyx assist. Actually, what I should be doing is as I'm going through, I should put the experience share on Onyx so it's getting some from every fight, even though it's not able to win many on its own. I would at least be leveling it up some. Sure, it means the Pokemon that are doing more work are getting less experience, but right now Onyx is basically dead weight when I get to uh, Lance. If it can take out Pokemon on its own rather than just be a assist for Machamp mostly, then it relieves the strain on the other Pokemon and maybe keeps them a little bit healthier. Okay, so if I get very, very lucky and beat Lance, then good for me. If not, I'll switch back over to that the little Skyrim I started the other day. And try not to get stabbed in the back by Sinmir. Actually, I don't know if it was him or Uthgard. Someone with a two-handed weapon stabbed me in the back while I was trying to uh, brawl the bard. But let's do this first. Alright, so we're going to leave you in and thunderbolt. If he gets paralyzed, then that's good. I have 9 HP left. Boom. The bad part is that I have to send in the Pokemon without knowing what he's going to send in. Let's just hope that Dragon Rush is not a crit this time. It looks like it does about 90, so I don't think I can survive another. Correct. Yeah, if I want Machamp to be helpful against Lance, I need to come up with a different move set for it. He's going to heal. Let's try an acupressure and see if I get lucky. See what it gives me. Give me evasiveness, which with the moves that Dragonite likes to use, evasiveness could actually be useful. But Thunder hit anyway and got a crit. I boost my evasiveness and then the fairly inaccurate Thunder not only hits but gets a crit as well. I said I needed some luck to beat Lance, and instead the luck swings completely against me. It's just the Dragonites. I don't have anything to beat Dragonite. Well, we've done an hour and a half of Elite Four attempts. I'm going to take a short little break, and when I come back, it will be on Skyrim. So I will do some saves. I'll do a little bit of training before we play again. We play Pokemon again on Wednesday. Actually, maybe not Wednesday. I'm considering changing my stream schedule a little bit, but I'll talk more on that in a little bit. For now, I will do my saves, and I will see you back in a few minutes.